claims the championship. He was fourth. It's guys, right in front of us. Ambrose with a brief count. Dirty deeds. Ambrose is champion.
World Heavyweight Champion.
As stated in our last video about this, no government agency can just take the L and move the hell on. Microsoft is finding that out the hard way. We're Troy and Greg from Marks on Games, and today we're talking about the FTC appealing a court ruling in the Activision Blizzard acquisition against Microsoft. Now on to the story. The link to the article I'm referencing can be found in the video description. What is up, Greg?
What is up? Excuse me, what up?
The other day we talked about this where I said they had until the 14th to appeal, and I was like, they're definitely going to appeal, and you're like, yeah, I think your response was, oh, God. Like, we knew it. It was going to happen.
We are.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Yep, it's not even the 14th yet. It is the 13th, and they hit the deadline. Good grief. They wasted zero time on this.
Essentially, we get to do all this again.
Yeah, yay, because that's always fun. More courtroom drama and BS.
You want answers!
I want the truth.
Just to kind of give context to what we're talking about here, the Federal Trade Commission has filed an appeal to a California judge's ruling earlier this week in its Activision Blizzard acquisition court case against Microsoft. Right off the bat, I never paid attention the first time. I had no idea this was going on in California. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Yeah. But earlier this week, California Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley denied the FTC's request for a preliminary injunction in its case to block Microsoft and Xbox from requiring the Call of Duty maker. And as we pointed out, even though Activision Blizzard makes a ton of games, some of them are very popular, this is literally all about Call of Duty. The FTC sought this preliminary injunction to have the court order Microsoft to cease its attempt to acquire Activision Blizzard for a colossal $69 billion. Following the court, yeah, right. Following the court ruling, the FTC had until July 14th to file an appeal, and it did so on July 12th. I know that Bill Gates doesn't own Microsoft anymore, or whatever, but obviously he was like the big one in charge for years and years. Like $69 billion. That's what he finds in his couch cushions. That's like when people made a big deal out of Elon buying Twitter. It's like, yeah, that's like a big number to us, but to him, it's like
that's like one day of Tesla cells.
Yeah, he's like, man, I may have to wait another month to put in my second pool.
Now my kids can't eat.
Yeah, right. How are my kids supposed to eat? All right, well, I may have to wait another couple of months to send another rocket up into space. Okay, like this is really like hitting me hard. But for all of you out there, if you want to follow the link in the video description to the Game Informer article, if you can do that if you'd like to read the actual court appeal filing. I'm not going to read through it because it's a bunch of legal jargon that it is going to bore you to sleep unless you're into that sort of thing. In which case, like I said, follow the link. You can read it all there.
People like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing most people like. This isn't law YouTube or LawTube or whatever they call it. So we're
on
not
the contrary,
lawyers.
I watched every episode of Boston Legal. I think I know stuff.
Exactly. Everything I know about law, I learned from Denny Crane.
I look him in the eye. Denny Crane gives them something to tell their grandkids.
Undefeated.
Exactly. But Activision Blizzard's CCO, the hell is CCO? Chief Content Officer, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
All right. There's so many initials.
There's always a C and an O and then a letter in the middle of it.
Yeah, right. But Activision Blizzard's CCO, Lulu Cheng Maserve, I'm sure I butchered that name. I apologize.
Well, actually, it's...
Right. Tweeted in response to the appeal filing, quote, "The facts haven't changed. We're confident the U.S. will remain among the 39 countries where the merger can close. We look forward to demonstrating the strength of our case in court again," end quote.
All over again.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like Bill Murray just needs to be standing in front of the court.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
But Judge Corley wrote in the ruling that, quote, after considering the parties' voluminous pre- and post-hearing writing submissions, good God, like she's a teacher, and having held a 5-day evidentiary hearing, the court denies the motion for preliminary injunction. And, quote, they wrote that the FTC did not show, quote, it is likely to succeed on the assertion the combined firm will probably pull Call of Duty from Sony PlayStation, or that its ownership of Activision content will
I thought this whole thing was about keeping it on PlayStation.
Right. That its ownership of Activision content will subsequently lessen competition in the video game library, subscription, and cloud gaming markets, end quote. Yeah, that was the whole thing. As we talked about, they said, Sony is against it because they want Call of Duty. But this judge is saying, well, they haven't proved that this is even going to pull Call of Duty from PlayStation. Because it won't. They had a deal. Nintendo signed it. So at this point, they're arguing something that isn't there. I don't.
Nintendo is yet to be mentioned in any of this.
Yeah, Nintendo don't give an F, man.
You do your little thing. We got Zelda and Mario. We can still kick your ass.
Yeah,
and they
weird. Right. Judge Corley's ruling contrasts the findings of the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, which blocked Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard due to concerns over the cloud gaming market. However, shortly after Judge Corley's ruling, Microsoft announced it was pausing appeal efforts against the UK regulator to negotiate something satisfying both parties. Interestingly, Microsoft has until July 18th to close this deal, but with the appeal filed, it's unclear if that deadline will be affected. It's possible that the courts respond to the appeal before the July 18th deadline in the form of an emergency stay that extends the temporary restraining order currently in place. It expires Friday, July 14th, but that's not guaranteed, as noted by The Verge. If that doesn't happen, Microsoft can theoretically close before July 18th, but there's still the issue of the CMA in the UK. Oh, God.
Yeah, the Country Music Awards.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure them Brits love them some Luke Bryan.
You'd be surprised.
I might be. I have no idea if they give a crap about country music over there. But anyway, to wrap this up, The Verge reporter Tom Warren tweeted that NASDAQ has announced that Activision Blizzard will be removed from the market before the market opens on Monday, July 17th, seemingly alluding to Microsoft closing the deal before then or shortly after. Only time will tell.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Like, good God, man. Like, they can't just let it happen. It's going to happen. You're not going to stop it. And I really do, if anybody knows legal whatever, down in the comments, please let me know what the argument is here. Because, as we pointed out, there was a deal from Microsoft saying you can still have Call of Duty. And even if, let's say that deal was not on the table, who cares? They've done
Doesn't
this.
Doesn't that just show a lack of faith in your console that one game would be like the death of you, apparently?
Right.
That's not a good thing.
I really don't know what the hell the argument is here, because this has been done forever. All these video game companies have bought up other video game companies, or developers, I should say.
Yeah, but none of them were this big, I don't think.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, what does it matter? So you lose
because
a few
PlayStation
games?
Can't own it.
That shouldn't be a legal standing. Oh, well, it has to be on all three systems. Why does this one single game, because this is the crux of it all, is Call of Duty. Why does that have to be on all the systems? Or it's unlawful? I don't understand. Is the argument that they're going to make too much money? Because
yeah, right.
I mean, somebody might want to tell Nintendo, hey, you better knock it off, or we're coming after you. You're making too much of that money.
You better watch your butt, man.
Okay.
Or Amazon.
I wish I had that kind of problem.
Yeah, right. oh God, what am I going to do with all this money? It's too much. Like, if that was my problem, I'd be sitting pretty and wouldn't have a care in the world. But anyway, comment down below with your thoughts on all of this. When will this end? How does it end? Like I said, comment if you know what the hell is going on.
Kyle Faberbump will appreciate this. GTA 6 will come out before this ends.
Yeah, I'm sure. But anyway, do you see the FTC getting what they want, or will Microsoft just steamroll everyone?
Well, the fact that they've already lost, I mean, very, very seldom does an appellate court overturn something. I feel like this is like some huge evidence that something went wrong.
Right. It's like, what the hell am I missing here? Like, what did that judge miss that another judge is going to be like, well, right here, you see. And also, finally, what does this mean for the future of gaming? Any speculation?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, other than more people are crying, and now they're crying in court.
What else is new?
Yeah. Well, also, share this video around to everyone you know. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click that little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content, which is damn near daily. We're Troy and Greg from Marks on Games, and we'll see you next time.